Well, hi everybody. Still getting my headphones on. Hi, Gloria. Yep, little bit backed up today. Oops. I was trying to get you guys some background here and I got distracted. Let's see. Let's go to, there we go, cozy Christmas background on the TV. Oh dear. And oh, geez. I'm just having a time this today. How's everybody's day been? I mean, it's been. Come on. Got that playing in the background. It's been snowing here like crazy. Like crazy. There we go. We'll get some background there. Crazy. Yep. I think we're up to about 6 inches. It is currently 25 degrees. It's supposed to get down to 16 or 17 tonight. And yeah, it's a chilly night, that's for sure. It's really, it's kind of interesting because it's pretty dry snow for Western Washington. When we get snow over here, it's usually pretty wet and sloppy. Like if you saw any of the videos I did yesterday of the snowflakes coming down, they were like quarter size, 50-cent piece size. They're big, wet, sloppy things and just there. And then they disappeared. And oh, whoa, I did not lock that. Okay, undo that. There we go. Let me get this back down to a reasonable size so you don't see my giant head. Let me get rid of that. Oh my gosh. So I had this all set up earlier and then I just got too, you're tired after Christmas leg. Oh, you went to a baby shower? How fun is that? Family or friend? Family or friend? That's what I want to know. Baby showers are always so much fun. Today we spent some time wrapping the presents that are going with us to our daughters in Eugene because we're going there for New Year's and taking the Christmas presents rather than, well, we were going to take them because we were going to drive. But now with the snow, we're taking the train. That's great. We decided to take the train from Olympia rather than the train from Tacoma simply because it's a little less traffic on I-5 and stuff to get to Olympia. And Olympia's train station has overnight parking. Tacoma's did not. Tacoma, you can check bags. Olympia, you can't. So we ended up, we're shipping some of the things down and we were getting them all ready to ship and everything today. So that was a thing to do to get them all. And of course, one of the things we were finding was an old tea set, bunny tea set that we had for our second daughter. And we wanted to pass that on to Rook and Rory. And Bryn had thought, anyway, so we found it finally. So I rewrapped everything and made sure it was all got it. So, but that has to go with us in a bag. It's just been a day of trying to sort these things out. Yeah, I don't know. How did my parents do it with 4 girls? Yeah, we'll ship. We've got 2 boxes to ship down to them that will have most of the stuff in it, but this one thing is breakable and fragile, and you have to have. Bob used to be in shipping. My husband in shipping and receiving at. He was the shipping and receiving manager for Macy's in Bellevue, which is the flagship store of Macy's in Washington. And so he knew a lot about that stuff. And plus he was also worked for a company beforehand in shipping and receiving and all that kind of stuff. And he said, you have to have 2 inches of insulation around, and then it has to be able to withstand a 3-foot drop to guarantee. So yeah, that wasn't going to happen. So I'm just going to carry that one on. Fortunately, I got it packed in really well into a thing, perfect size. I don't need to travel with a lot of clothes because yeah, it's grandkid time, and I'm gonna at my daughter's. I can wash clothes. I don't need to worry about that. So it's just been one of those days. So yeah, one of those days, kind of getting stuff done and put together, and then trying not to make a bigger mess here in my studio which is going to happen by the time I get things cleaned out. Yeah, I'm looking across the studio at shelves that need to be winnowed down and cleaned out and organized and stuff done. And oh, does it ever end? It's time to. New Year's is always a good time to um, dispose of things, get rid of things, and say goodbye to them. Yeah. So a friend like family. Oh, that's good. That must have been great. Do they know if they're having a boy or girl? Or has the baby already come? It's always exciting. Always exciting, kids, to do those things. That's great fun. So I decided that tonight I'm going to do the third story in what is the Cajun kind of Christmas trilogy that started with Cajun Night Before Christmas, and then I read you Gaston, the green-nosed alligator, that was kind of a precursor to a prequel, as they would say, to Cajun Night Before Christmas. This one is the Cajun Night After Christmas. So tonight will be a story night, and then tomorrow night I think we will grab our drawing materials and our tools, and I'm going to do a little drawing on the right side of the brain, I think. Yeah, and then that's Monday. Tuesday we'll probably do Sumanagashi. And Wednesday I might do some editing. We'll see. I'm gonna have probably. We'll see. I've got some other stories that I want to read. Scroobius Pip, Winter's Child, um, Watcher in the Woods. Yeah. And so those are all kind of coming along. And oh, you have a reading tomorrow at 11. Oh, you had to clean the lower 11. The lower level. Oh, I think that that's part of my block. I know that is so hard when I get stuff cluttered up like this. Like normally I have boy due March 1st. Oh, yay, wonderful pregnancy. That's awesome. My youngest daughter's birthday is March 9th. She was born on my best friend's birthday too, so they have quite a connection. But I usually have this routine I do before I edit or before I work or before I go live. And one of the first things I always do is I always grab my garbage can in here, load it up with whatever, and then I dump my garbage can so that at least the garbage is out of the room and the extra paper. Well, I haven't been able to actually do that easily and quickly and efficiently before these because I can't move around very quickly and efficiently yet. And then today, it just wasn't a wise idea to step outside onto the cement and onto the driveway where it was slick. Yes, I went outside with my boots through the lawn to the shed to get one thing through the snow with Bob. But otherwise, the other way is far slipperier and, not very smart to go wandering around. Yeah, my knee is not much better today. You must have sent me Reiki or something because, boy, I got off the live last night and it started to feel much better right away. I don't know what you did, but you just sent a little bit of magic. But yeah, much better today. Better night's sleep. Very less swelling and yay. So I just decided going outside on the cement wasn't a good idea when there's 6 inches of snow and it's pretty slick and cold and it's breezy and yeah, just not smart. So that's me. That's what I did. Anyway, so I thought we'd go with this story tonight, and I'm going to tell you a little bit. See if I've got it set up. Yep. See, I got an extra one of me. For some reason, an extra one of me appeared all over the place today, and I'm not quite sure why. Oops, and there's me. Yeah. So this, I'm not even, oh boy, I just am not, my camera angles? Gretchen, what's wrong with you today? Oh, there we go. So this was written by Jenny Jackson Moss and Amy Jackson Dixon. Take the dust cover off. It says, in Cajun country, the night after Christmas is just as special as the night before. So this is, we oftentimes, think as adults, what, man, we as Santas are often so worn out on the day after Christmas. We just kind of collapse. And unless, some people go shopping and doing all that kind of stuff. I can still remember that Boxing Day in Canada today. And yeah, you're right. It could, That's very well. Why won't it go remove? There we go. I think you probably have your skill down to such a degree that if you've opened up that channel beforehand and at any time, unless you've purposely closed that channel down, it probably still flows. Ah, Janice, hi. How are you? Good evening. Welcome. Yay. Yes. Yay. That's good. Oh, I was wondering if Donna Panis was going to make it. I was going to, on Angie's live she was doing today, Donna was saying that something about her son had FaceTimed with her from Eugene and the snow there. And my daughter's in Eugene. Now I thought that was coincidental. That's where we're heading this weekend. They sent some great pictures of the kids. I tell you, we teasingly say that Rookie, the 3-year-old, Bryn calls her savage sometimes, because she was outside this morning in the snow in bare feet, throwing snowballs at her brother. Just hilarious. Just hilarious. Yep. Oh, Gloria, I'm sure you are that good. I'm sure you are. Yeah. You can just tell by even your energy just comes through this at all, how pure it is and how wonderful. Hi, Angie. Good to see you. You had a great live today that you did. That your not live, but your premiere. That was really pretty. And everything that was nice. She fell asleep. You fell asleep. I usually do I always sometimes catch myself at about 6 o'clock. I'm thinking, why do I have this at this time? Because you would think for me it's 7 o'clock only, but was up at 5:30 this morning and there was snow and I just couldn't go back to sleep. Yay, snow. Yeah, so it's been really pretty. The snow where we live. Let me go back to this other camera. So before we do this, so where we live, if you look out in front of our deck, I look out from my deck and I look across toward the south part of Puget Sound, and the water is called the Nisqually Reach and around to Case Inlet. And then I look across, and about 9 miles across the water is Harstein Island. and you could see the snow coming across the sound. And it would come across because Harstein Island we would see it, and then it would go away, and then you would miss Johnson Point would get covered up, and the fog would come in, and it would just creep all the way across the water, and then it would kind of like come up the bank of our beach bank, the high bank there, and cover the eagle tree, and then the neighbor's house, and then the next then it started snowing. We watched this, and it was just like, and then we had flurries and wind, and the snow would be going this way, and then it would go that way and blow all over the place and swirling around, and then the wind would stop, and it would just come down. And we had big flakes, and then it would be tiny little flakes, and then it would stop. And you'd think, oh, okay. And then you'd look and you'd see the next wave coming across. So it's been kind of crazy. I'm sure we've had parts of Seattle is not a good city in the snow. They don't really understand. And we've had a lot. The deer was out running across the road. Our driveway out this morning was kind of fun to see. And yeah, it's just been pretty. It's been really pretty, but who knows? Like rain coming off a mountain, exactly. Yeah, except we can see the fog come across, or the storms, and you can see it sometimes if it's raining really hard, you can see it hit the water, and it comes all the way across. But enough of that. So yeah, 25 degrees right now. It's supposed to get down to 17. Nice and chilly. Yay, it'll be fun. Nice and crisp and cold. Yeah, but if it freezes, Bob has to get to the post office tomorrow to mail those packages, but he'll do it. We'll make it. It's not a big deal. So, like I said, tonight is the third night in the trilogy of the Cajun Christmas stories. Last night was the prequel with Gaston, the green-nosed alligator, how Santa came to the bayou, and then, of course, we had the Cajun night before Christmas. This is the Cajun night after Christmas, and right now, kind of, I understand Santa there. I'm sure there are hard times. Many times my husband and I felt like that, with getting things ready for the girls and Christmas presents and all that, getting things put together. Yeah. So this is written by Jenny Jackson Moss and Amy Jackson Dixon, and it's illustrated by James Rice. I'm going to turn off that heater because it's making noise. Cajun night after Christmas. It's a great gator. I just love it. All the little ones. Cajun night after Christmas. 'Twas the night after Christmas, and poor old Baudreau, his wife, she done spent more money than he know. He lowered hisself into Tante Flo's old chair, and his belly popped a button on his long underwear. The kids were a-hollerin' and playin' with the toys. Dis Cajun, his ears, they couldn't take no more noise. So Baudreau, he slipped through the crack in the door. He muttered, "Mama, I can't take it no more. My children, they're starting to drive me so crazy. I'm hot with the fever and my head's getting hazy." As he ran down the steps, he don't see the stump. His feet they did fly, and it fell on his rump. Then Baudreau, he climbed in his two-seated skiff to float down the bayou for a moonlight drift. When what to his wondering eyes did he spy? But a not-so-ordinary alligator passed by. "Sacre!" he exclaimed. "This gator's Pierre, but it's the night after Christmas, and he's floating out there. Man, I guess that gator he done got kind of fat, and this skiff couldn't fly with a body like that. St. Nicholas, he must be right out of his mind. He done left his good gator Pierre behind." Laws mercy, Pierre, just what will you do? You sure don't want to go float at the zoo. Better call up some prayers and ask for some help before some old trapper discover yourself. So he hitched Pierre's tail to the end of the boat, and back down the bayou the Pierrot did float. Hey, Tibio, et Camo, Rebechet, and Yvette, stick your head out the door. We's got a new pet. St. Nicholas, his plans must have gotten kind of sour. He got that skiff home with less gator power. Pierre has agreed to come pass a good time, and up on the porch that big gator did climb. The children they giggle when Pierre went slurp. He lapped up the water, then let out a burp. So Thibault, he did think to pull out the fiddle, while Mama and Baudreau put the yams on the griddle. The laughter, the jokes, the kisses and such, the kids, they just love old Pierre oh so much. They tease him and poke him and dress him up funny, parade him round looking full like a bunny. Now Pierre, he was easy, he'd go with the flow, loves messing with the children, tossing them to and fro. But he thought to himself, "Self, you crazy to stay as a pet at this house? I'm gonna run me away." Then what do pass by but the gator Louise? She checking Pierre, and she likes what she sees. He think, "Ma, she cute." Then he asks for a date. She cooked the gumbo, they danced, and they ate. By the light of the moon, he confessed all his love. He know that this one, she's a sent from above. In no time did pass. Day 2, they did marry, and had him some kids. So much, Ma, it's scary. St. Nick, he stopped by about one time a year, bring a toy for the kids and have him some cheer. Pierre and St. Nick, they laugh and they joke about them good old days and about all their friend folk. Then St. Nick, he go off and shout with a glee, "Pierre, sure am glad that it's you and not me. I love this job flying from town to town. Well, okay then, my friend. I'll see you around." And that's the Cajun night after Christmas. I know, isn't Louise? I just love Louise. There's Louise. Bob had an Aunt Louise, Aunt Celeste and Louise. Yep. It was so fun. So fun. I'm glad you liked it. Well, thank you, Janice. I'm glad you liked the voices. That's a fun thing to do. It's always really fun to pick up the different voices and to make them all kind of how you think they might be. I had to ask Bob on a couple of those names because I couldn't quite remember how to do them, but he's good with that too. So that was the Cajun night after Christmas, and that's the last one in our trilogy of these. He's done some others, from what I understand. Let me look on the book jacket here. He has the Hillbilly Night After Christmas, A Southern Time Christmas. He has Cajun Columbus, Huh. Southern Santa Cruz. An Irish night before Christmas. Oh, now that ought to be a bit of fun. Yes. Yeah, just wait till St. Patrick's Day and I get into my full Mrs. Shepherdcon. That's a whole nother thing. Mrs. Shepherdcon comes to visit and said, I never taught school on St. Patrick's Day because I said, I just got too cranky. So I had my distant relative, Mrs. Shepherdcon, come to teach. She came from Ireland every year to teach in my class. And my great grandmother and Mrs. Shepherdcon's great grandmothers were twin sisters. So that's why we looked so much alike. And I did the full Irish all day. They go, but you're in Mrs. Shepherd's clothes. Well, I'm coming all the way from Ireland. I'm not going to be dragging all the clothes. I'm just coming for the night, you know. I'm just coming to do the day because she gets a wee bit cranky teaching on this day. So somebody has to take over and let her, you know, I just have a great fun. And all kinds of green and had all kinds of stuff. Yeah, it's a fun thing to do. I'm glad you liked it. Bunny looks like a Christmas story. Yes, the bunny does. When I first saw that, I thought that's what I thought of too, was a Christmas Story. Just cracked me up. Aunt Peggy. Isn't it Aunt Peggy in the Christmas Story that does that? Have you ever seen any other Gene Shepherd plays? I know Christmas Story is always the one, but there was one called there's the 4th of July. And then there was one that they went on a vacation. And it was a different cast of characters. It was done as a play on TV as a movie, PBS things. And I just always loved his stuff. The Pink Nightmare. Oh, yeah. I can get accents. I'm really kind of fortunate because I can hear other people's accents and what they say, and I can figure out what they say. Like I can listen to them. It takes me a little bit of time. And I have to listen to them again. Irish is pretty easy for me. Cajun, Uncle Leo taught me, like I said. A Scottish one I have to really think about because it's quite a bit different. I mean, it's close. It's almost too close to Irish, but it's not. And so, yeah, love A Christmas Story. You know what I missed this year and I didn't hear it at all? And I wish I would have found it. I would have read it if I had, was A Child's Christmas in Wales. It's been so long since I heard that and read it. We may have to find it. See. I'm so glad you look forward to this. Well, like I said, so this was going to do this, I think, tomorrow night, though. Bring your bring paper and pencil to draw and stuff, and something that I'm going to do a drawing on the right side of the brain kind of activity. I'm going to read a short story to go with it first, and then draw something from the book maybe, but to show you this technique. For those of us who cannot draw easily, this was something that I learned, and I completely blew me away when I did this. And I would do it with students, with kids as young as kindergartners, and had a lot of success. And so, yes, Janice, we're going to draw. Yay! We're going to draw. So I'll show you this kind of technique that I would do with students, but I do with kids. And oftentimes toward the end of the school year, that we had, at the schools that I taught, we had camp the last week of school. Okay. So at my one school, we called it Camp Skeeter. At the other school, we called it Camp Timber Beast. And because the teachers don't get days after the end of the school year to actually clean up their rooms. They're not paid. And there's a lot of stuff that has to be done. It can take you easily a week to clean up if you wait till the end. we would do things to make the last week of school kind of special. And so we would have camp, and we would clean out all the desks and all that kind of stuff and move them off to the side and have everything all cleaned up. And we'd set up tents or blankets over things, and we'd have campfires, and we would do camp activity type things, because the school that I taught at, a lot of the kids would never have the opportunity to go to camp. And so there would be a flag raising every day, and they would do camp songs outside, and we would do activities and things. And so a lot of the stuff in the library that I would do was around art activities, because they couldn't check out books anymore. So I would do some of these. I would do story times, and then I would do art activities that they could do. So just to be a little different. And so, yes, Janice does amazing stuff. Yeah. My husband, he's so left brain. He often says that he couldn't draw a stick figure. He really couldn't. And he's very logical and things. He went through a couple of these exercises in this drawing on the left side of the brain, on the right side of the brain activity. And it freaked him out so much of how successful it was. But it was so outside of his left brain logic that he literally took the papers, put them in an envelope, sealed them up, stuffed them in the bottom of a drawer, and didn't look at them for 20 years because it just freaked him out. So yeah, he's gotten better. He's gotten looser on that. He's not quite so. He's getting into photography. It's kind of funny. He's getting into photography and he's learning things, but he focuses on so much different things than I do as a photographer. Like a lot of the shows on YouTube and stuff are about the technique, not so much or like what f-stop you're using or what this or that, da 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 da. And those type of things I know, but I don't spend a lot of time analyzing them. I'm more about the composition and about the art and the color and stuff. And for him, he's coming at it from a totally different angle of that kind of building block of the logical things of how they fit together and you can build a picture rather than I see a picture and then figure out a way to make my picture real within the elements of the camera. Yeah, it's very different. So, yes, Janice, you are very talented. Very talented. All of you ladies are. Who's the best teacher ever? Yes. I think we are very fortunate to have come in contact with each other and run into this cross section of artists and Gloria with her talents in the metaphysical and Reiki and art and all this stuff, how it transcends. It's just really, I think it's really important to have that, to put that as a focus and give us a kind of connection. And if, this whole last couple years have been a really tough time on a lot of people, but I think that there wouldn't have been this kind of reconnection with people if that hadn't happened. I don't know. It's kind of a high price to pay, but does that tell you that maybe the value of what we have in this is pretty high? The value of that connection of some way or another? Yeah. Your left brain happy. Man, boy, isn't it funny? Listening, I tell you, that being married to somebody as left as they come to brain, I mean, logical, I mean, seriously, I'm always, no, let's just do it. I know it'll work. He needs proof on how it's going to work. He used to. I'll tell you the story sometime of moving all the furniture. But yeah, but all the technical stuff. Oh, Janice. Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad your husband lets her do your thing. It took my husband. Okay, so here's the story. Years ago. So my girls are 37 and 34 now. Yes. So there was a time, I think they were both young. Bryn was probably 2, maybe, or so. I wanted to move the furniture in the living room and in such a way that, and I knew it would work. And Bob, I went all around, and he said, well, I don't know if this is going to work, and da-da-da-da-da, and it's not going to fit. And his first reaction at that time, oftentimes, was no. Before he would say, no, that's not, and he'd throw up the blocks, and then I'd have to whittle them down and show him how. But no. And so what I did, I said, okay, I'll prove it to you. So I got out graph paper, and I drew to scale. I measured everything, and I drew to scale the living room, the furniture that we were going to move, all this and da-da-da-da. And I showed him to scale how it was going to work on the graph paper. I don't have any. I had some graph paper here the other day. So at about 7 o'clock in the evening, after the girls had gone to bed, when I first started the discussion, and he said, no, and no, it's not going to work. It won't fit, da-da-da-da-da. And then I started drawing it. By the time I got the drawing done, it was close to 9:30 or so, and all this stuff. And he looked at it and said, oh, okay, so it'll work. All right, we can do it tomorrow. And I said, oh no. I was ready 3 hours ago. Told you it was going to work. I want this done tonight. We're doing it tonight. He's not a night owl. I am. We're doing it tonight. So at 10 o'clock at night, we started moving the furniture. Took us till about midnight, got it all done, and it was all set. I haven't had that problem since then. he tends to, if I say I'm going to move things and it'll fit, he'll go, and then he thinks, oh gosh. Yeah, she'll keep me up till midnight. So, yeah. Oh, I'm Beth. Thank you. You guys are all so amazing. We have, your husband can't visualize. When I found that out, I couldn't believe it. Yeah, Bob has a hard time to visualize that too. He oftentimes, when I'm photographing, he has no idea what I'm seeing. But now that he's started to put it in his own way, he's really come up with some really beautiful images. A night owl too. Yeah, night owls. That's always have been. Yep. Funny. Ha, yes, Gloria, the great visualizer. Hashtag the great visualizer. That's what we'll call her. That's Gloria. Yay. All right, ladies. I could go babbling on because I'm actually feeling quite good, but I'm not going to keep babbling on. So come tomorrow night with a pad, a paper, and a pencil or something to draw with. You can even have an eraser. I don't care. I'm going to have a story to start with. Yes, maybe I'll have the dot. I don't know if I can find the dot. I think we all married the same man. Oh my gosh. Frightening. Yeah, that, could very well be, there's only a certain kind that can really deal with all of our greatness, right? Yes! Yay! have a particular dress pattern. And no clue. Bob tends to ask now. He'll say, what am I supposed to be looking for? I just laugh. Just men. Just men. Oh, ladies, you guys are so amazing. I am going to sign off. I will see you tomorrow night. We'll get some drawing in. We'll have some fun. And yeah. Alrighty. Until tomorrow night, you guys, keep looking for the beauty hidden in plain sight. It's in the mirror. It's probably even in the man you're looking at, too. You know? But we're pretty lucky. You take care. Blessings. I'm going to keep hoping for more snow. We'll see how much more we have by tomorrow morning. It's supposed to get to 17 tonight, 17 degrees. Woo-hoo! It's at about 23 now. It's dropping. Yay. And it's 6 inches of snow. We'll see if we get any more overnight. Like I said, my little dog, Aldo. Okay, so he's all of 14 pounds. He's long-haired Chihuahua and Jack Russell. And he's a cute little rescue guy. He goes out there. He doesn't like to be out in the rain because he doesn't like to get his head wet. But the snow, he is hopping all over the place. And then he went hopping out toward the fence this morning and barking at the fence. And of course, the deer were back there. So they went crashing away. And it's funny. But until then, we'll see you. Take care. Be safe. Get a good night's rest. And we'll see everybody tomorrow.